Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Erin, and on this channel I am documenting my journey to complete debt freedom and financial independence. So a lot to do in today's video. Obviously by my setup and the day, you can tell that it is a cash stuffing Sunday. Also going to be announcing the winners of my 500 subscriber giveaway. So I had two different prizes that were for that one. That's going to be somewhere probably about the middle-ish of the video that will come through. And otherwise, yeah, just some kind of general chit chat and everything else that tends to go along with my randomness and random thoughts as I do these. So jumping right in, going to start off, we have $870 that we are going to be stuffing, and these are going into predominantly my sinking funds. Well, I guess it's ours because it's mine and my husband's, but it's mine. So $870. So we have 100, 50, 20, 50, 52, 53, 54, 55, 500, 20, 40, 50, 60, 80, 600, 20, 40, 60, 80, 700. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 800, 10, 20, and 30, 830, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. So $870. Yes, I practiced that so that I could get it right. I did not plan for all of my notes to come out as even as they did, but kind of liking that because we can all relate. It always comes up in pretty much anybody who does cash stuffing videos. The counting. When the camera goes on, the counting skills drop. So $870 that we are going to be shifting around. I always start though with clearing out my spending and such from the previous week. So I always start off with my $5 challenge. I save all of my $5 notes, and then every 2 weeks I take them out. I put them into an envelope, and then at the end of the month I tape that envelope up until I count everything in December. I've had some questions around my envelopes. Where do I get them? I make my own envelopes just because the cost of shipping from the US is a lot of times rather exorbitant, and that's no fault of the Etsy shop owners. It's just a way that the Etsy system and the platform is set up, and workarounds can be a bit of a challenge if you're not comfortable with it or familiar with it. So I've been making my own, and I've had a few questions around them, and so I decided, well, why not go ahead and open up an Etsy shop as well? So hey, that's what I did. I'm either a little bit crazy or a glutton for punishment, or as my husband says, both. And so my Etsy shop is called Budgets by the Beach, and you can find most of the things that I use here plus some other things as well. Also always open to custom orders, and the link is in the description box below. Shameless plug done for that. I have my fives from there, just slapping them into a little August one. And then I'm going to take my money out of spending. So this is what we had left over from the last 2 weeks. 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. I'll take 3 of the 5s and put them into the $5 challenge as well. That one is taken care of, so that can go off to the side as I'm like, which side do I want to go to? That'll get restuffed with our new money, and then this becomes my bail money for the next 2 weeks. So for the past 2 weeks, I had bail money of $50, $60, $70. If you are wondering what bail money is, and this is the envelope that started it all. Some people call it a buffer, some people call it a rollover. Whatever I don't spend from our variable spending the week before, aside from the envelopes that I roll over, instead of putting that straight away to savings or towards sinking funds, I put it into this envelope called bail money. That way, if I go over in the next 2 weeks, I have a little bit of a cash stash that is already set aside. If I don't use it in the 2 weeks, then it comes out like this did, and it goes into my sinking funds. So we'll set that there. Bail money is taken care of. It really is one of my favorite things because it's funny. It's a little bit different. I guess it's kind of like me. But starting with the 2 variable expenses that I do keep in envelopes still. So $50 going into bulk items. So things, this is, Costco or anything that we just buy in large amounts. So $50 going in there. and then $75 going into beauty. Now I had planned on really dropping this particular category down because, well, don't need as much really anything for quite a few things right now. But then as my very kind and generous husband pointed out, he's like, honey, there is a lot more that you spend on beauty than just your hair and your nails. And he's right. He was talking about different products and everything that I do use and pay for, makeup, all of that kind of stuff. And so who am I to argue with my husband when he tells me to keep more money to spend on myself in my beauty category, though I'm not sure if that was like a subtle hint or something in there. Probably not, because, well, you'd have to know him, and he didn't sound sarcastic. I usually know when he's being sarcastic. So 75 into beauty and health as well. That takes care of those, and we will pop them off to the side and then jump into priority envelopes. So how is everybody doing as well? Summer, for if you're in the US and such, or the Northern Hemisphere, summer is winding down, getting ready to head into what I believe is called pumpkin spice latte season. I don't know, we don't really have those here. We are heading into spring and then summer. So it's been cold a little bit, but starting to warm up. $155 to Regos. And I'm not sure about you guys in the US, but we've been having just a spate of different cases popping up, putting different states and areas of states and territories into lockdown. Here in Southeast Queensland, our lockdown expired on Sunday. I really expected them to extend it, but they did not. But I know that Sydney and Melbourne, $20 going into car maintenance. And not just Sydney, a lot of parts of New South Wales are really getting wrecked with this and having to carry on their lockdowns. And Victorians and Melbourne, you guys are bloody troopers with the number of lockdowns that you guys have had. I do hope, though, that you are all keeping well. So car maintenance got 20, vehicle gap, home maintenance $20. And if you are in Australia and in an area of lockdown, what are you doing to keep busy and keep sane? For that. Stupidity, so this is for my dogs, not for my husband, though he almost could have one of his own, so could my son, and if I'm being honest, so could I. $20 going in there, $65 to subscriptions. And I get comments quite frequently of how that really seems like a lot, and like, how many things do you subscribe to? This includes my professional subscriptions as well. So things like the Australian Psychological Society, the Australia-New Zealand Academy of Management, Society for Human Resource Management, and Academy of Management, those last two back in the States. I have lit my American Psychological Association membership. I've dropped that down, and then I've also dropped off my registration and licensure with them as well, because I'm not going to be practicing or anything back in the US. I'm just keeping my Australian one. So that is why my subscriptions amounts are so high. Used to be covered by my employer, but because of budgetary changes due to unforeseen circumstances over the last year and a half, that benefit is temporarily on hold. Rates is getting 65. And my organization, it is a business, and as we know, businesses do, usually once they take away a perk or a benefit that involves money, they never give it back. And $65 going into water for our water bill. And that is going to do it for our priority funds. Nothing going into Irish. My husband has not yet decided when he wants to start her final upgrade. So that takes care of the high priority envelopes, and I am going to interrupt this tantalizing and thrilling cash stuffing video to jump over to the prize giveaway winners for my 500 subscriber giveaway. And I had two prizes that were available, one for people that were outside of Australia, well, specifically in the US, and then one for people in Australia, and then also other international areas. So let's jump over to the winners now. Okay, so we've got two prizes that we're drawing for. We're going to draw for the binder first, followed by the cash prize. And as you can see, I'm here in the video that the giveaway was for. And so what I'm going to do is just use a function that is available in TubeBuddy. And so I'm going to be able to go and from within that app, I'm going to be able to pull up pick a winner. We want the
phrase in the comment to have loss is my, for loss is my gain, and pick a winner. And that is going to be Snow Gardener 307. So congratulations to Marlene at Snow Gardener 307 for winning the designer budget binder of your choice from All My Fro Budgets. Now, if also you were wondering how I know whether or not you are publicly subscribed, here is just going through the comment section. And so this red area that I have right there that you can see on Budget by the Bag, if that shows up, that means you are publicly subscribed. If that does not show up, as you can see on Beverly, that means that you are not publicly subscribed. So I don't have to go through and do much checking. I just kind of go through the list, and after I write down everybody's names, I just cross off the ones that are not publicly subscribed. And most people I did send a message to reminding them to have that turned on as part of the requirement for the giveaway. And so just wanted to quick show you how it was that I determined that. So we'll jump back in. This time we are drawing for the cash prize, and again containing the words loss is my, for your loss is my gain. And that winner is going to be Taylor Louise. So Taylor is here in Australia, so congratulations to Taylor for winning the cash prize of $50 Australian. I will reach out to both of you to get in contact and get your prizes set up.
Okay, so congratulations to our two winners, to Marlene, Snow Gardener 307. That is the luxury inspired binder that is going to come from Baddies and Budgets. You can find Jasmine at Oh My Fro Budgets on YouTube, and you can find Marlene on her channel at Snow Gardener 307. I'm sure many of you are familiar with her. If you are not, you should be. And also congratulations to Taylor here in Australia. She is a fellow educator as well, but she is in either the primary or the secondary school system, whereas I'm in tertiary. But always nice to find another Australian cash stuffing YouTuber, but then also an educator as well, because one of the ways you can tell somebody is either a planner or an educator or both is by the number of pens and highlighters that they have. And Taylor has an impressive amount, an array of highlighters that she uses in her videos. So their channels are linked down below. Thank you to everyone who entered. I do really wish I could have given something to everybody, but for all of you that did enter, do please continue to check either your emails or your Instagrams, because I am known to do random acts of kindness where I just reach out and I ask you for your PayPal account, and I will send you usually a small monetary gift. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do for a little bit while I think about if I want to do a 600 subscriber giveaway, 650, wait till I hit 700. Who knows how long that could take? We'll see. Anywho, enough of that rambling. Let's get back to the cash stuffing. All that can be summarized to say there will be more where that comes from, and different things as well, particularly as I get my shop going. A lot of those things like the budget binders and such might be available in giveaways here in Australia. $10 to anniversary. It's so funny because the longer we've been married, the less money we put into that, because we just do. My birthday is getting $20. And I know I said no more rambling, but another ramble. I do have a question for you. Any of you that have a partner or a spouse or significant other, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to birthdays, is your significant other good at picking out gifts for you or picking up on hints that you give? I could hit my husband with a lead balloon that details, these are the things that I want for my birthday, and it will still pass right by him. I have actually resorted now to taking pictures of what it is that I want and then sending it to him, and I'm one step away of just buying it for myself and having him wrap it, even though he wraps atrociously, and him giving it to me. That's just how he has always been. He's never been a big birthday person. He doesn't like any attention on his birthday, and he just kind of applies that everywhere. So how about you? Is your significant other, are they good about knowing what it is you either want or you need? And not just for a birthday, any type of prezzies, or do they need a bit more of do they need a subtle nudge? Do they need a big old push, or like mine, do they have to be hit with an anvil in order to get that done? Let me know in the comments down below. Speaking of the husband, he is getting $10 into his birthday fund, and my son Peyton, the child Peyton, gets $50 in there because his birthday is coming up. And if you are new, our plans for our son, what we do is, because he is a young adult, well, technically he's an adult, I still call him a young adult, is for his birthday and for other holidays, we actually give him the money to make purchases of either individual shares or ETFs, so for him to invest, so that he starts getting at least some amount of investing done early on. Gifts is getting $5. And Christmas, which I always get comments about Christmas, how I don't put much in there, $10. I'm just we're not really big gifty people on Christmas. I have other saving challenges that are gonna go into the Christmas fund. Really what we spend, I mean, I love people, I love decorating, I love cooking, I hate baking. I cannot bake to save my life. You will find no cookies, no bickies, no cakes, no nothing. I do not do that, but we do really enjoy having friends over for Christmas dinner and just fun stuff like that. So that's really what Christmas is. So I don't need super large amounts in that. Same with Easter. So Easter is getting $10, a few small kind of decorations and such, but again, eating and food and having people over. I am very much a foodie, a food person. $20 into Father's Day. I just find that so much bonding can be done through food. You can learn so much about people through food. When I meet people from different areas, different cultures, I love learning about their food. That's one of 3 things that I love learning about people and asking them about their culture and their family and their background is about food, about dance, because dancing is usually a universal form of communication, and then also meanings behind names. I love hearing the stories and the meanings behind the names that people have. Mother's Day is getting $10. I just find that those are much more interesting elements to me than where did you grow up or what do you do for a living or anything like that. Nothing in other holidays, nothing in the appraisal. We still can't make up our mind. $25 going into our camping fund. We'll probably start ramping that up here again in a bit. Clothing is getting $20 because, well, we need to keep people from being naked because nobody wants to see that. And if you do want to see that, you are probably on the wrong type of channel. Then that's called OnlyFans. They're probably waiting for you. Hospital/medical, $50 going there. It is crazy the things though that is found on like fans only and such. Everything from people's bathwater to toenail clippings. Who knew? Who needed to know? That's the other thing. I could have lived my life just fine not knowing that. My son loves telling me about these things. $30 going into Twibbler. And by Twibbler, that is basically just giveaways, random acts of kindness, supporting other YouTubers, people that have Etsy shops. I really love that I'm starting to see a trend on Etsy shops of tip the owner, because a lot of times there's not really something that I want to buy, but I would love to be able to make a contribution. But if you just reach out to people, they're like, oh, no. So now you're seeing more of these, make a donation, tip the owner, buy me a coffee, make me a debt payment, stuff like that. It's absolutely brilliant because you can just go and give, like $5 here or there to different people. And we've seen, $5, it adds up over time and, free money. I don't know anybody that's ever said, oh, no, that's not enough for me. And if they do, then they're probably not the kind of person that I want to do and give money to anyways. luxury. So yeah, if you basically, long way of saying luxury, getting $10. If you own an Etsy shop, or if you have a channel or anything like that, and if you have something, you know, along the lines of buy me a coffee or anything like that, people like me actually do enjoy going around finding those and making contributions. $10 to vacation, because, well, nobody's vacationing anywhere outside of Australia anytime soon. Every time the bubble, the transportation, the flying pathways between us and New Zealand open up, they just get closed all over again. And I really want to get back to New Zealand because it is absolutely gorgeous there. $35 to citizenship. Okay. I have an extra $10. Did I mess up somewhere? Well, if you see where I messed up, let me know, because I'm not going to be bothered to go through and find it all. If somewhere is $10 short, it's $10 short. I make it up elsewhere. So $45 going into citizenship, along with the $70. So we have determined that this is the fund that we want to focus on with all of our little extra savings in our spending is going there. We've been permanent residents for quite a while. It's time to become citizens because I really want to vote. I think it is just a very important thing. I do still take part in voting back in the United States because I have my voting rights there, both in the state that I have declared as my state of residence, as well as at a national level. And I want to be able to do that here as well, because no vote, no voice. And if you don't vote, you don't have, you know, you really can't say anything. And I know that there's different opinions and people are jaded about different things on voting. I think it's one of the most important things that you can do. It is a right and a privilege that people don't really notice until they no longer have that opportunity. And so utilize that as much as you can. Ooh, and Australians, census time. So make sure that you take the time to fill out your census and avoid that $220 fine if you do not. Yes, we have completed ours already. And have gotten that out of the way, because you know they will hound you until you complete it. Okay, enough different rambling and such like that, but hey, that is really what my channel is about. That's why it's called that I twibble aimlessly. I kind of go here, there, and everywhere. I'm not lit, I'm not hype, I'm not this, I'm not that, or anything else. I don't have cool, you know, phrases or anything like that. I'm just me doing my random things. So if you enjoy random things and following along journeys and cash stuffing such as this, do feel free to subscribe to this channel. It is a long journey that we are on, tackling it one step at a time. And if you enjoyed this video and this content, then do please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. It helps the algorithm, and honestly, it just gives me warm fuzzies. Once again, congratulations, Marlene and Taylor, the winners of my first publicly announced giveaway. Quite a few things that are in store going forward for giveaways and such like that as well. So, as always, remember to choose kindness, show gratitude, always keep a positive mindset, and I will see you in the next video.